Hi, Sarah here with The Holy Mess. This video is going to give you all kinds of really helpful tips and hacks and tricks for doing the 7-day breakfast challenge, healthy breakfast challenge. We can do this together. So my first tip is to print your materials and put them in a binder, is what I find most helpful. You can use them on your phone or iPad too. It's just so nice to have everything printed out. So you have your meals for the entire week with the nutritional information. We're gonna talk through, I've got all my groceries here. We went shopping, and so I'm gonna show you helpful substitutions, what I have found works really well for these recipes. You're gonna get lots of good stuff. So we have the whole thing printed out. You have your meat options for breakfast. We have your grocery list. Now make sure that you add what you're gonna eat for your other meals this week and include those in your grocery list. It, as printed, is just what you need for the breakfast, but we gave you lots of space to do that. We gave you the nutritional information. Then I love the cookbook aspect. This is where I enjoy. I have actually made these pancakes, and I like to make them as waffles with my little Dash mini waffle maker. You can use a full-size waffle maker too. I've used this recipe so many times. I love it. And so just having them in a binder with the plastic sheets is really handy. So this is the skillet stir fry. We'll be talking about that. Where is it? So I have the coleslaw mix here. We will talk about how to cook that. Let's see, the oatmeal bake, which is one of my personal favorites. We ran a test group through, they used all the recipes and gave me feedback. They loved blueberry the most. I like it with cherries. I've also made it with mango and pineapple, and instead of the nuts, I used shredded coconut. Oh my goodness, it was so good. It's like as good as a dessert. It's so yummy. And that is one that has hidden vegetables inside. Just try it. I promise you, you will like it. So we have a meal prep guide. So if you're doing this with me as a group, what we do is we grocery shop on Saturday together, we meal prep on Sundays, and then we start the plan on Monday. If you're doing it on your own, you might choose different days, whatever works for you, but you definitely want to set aside time for the meal prep. Over and over, we have found that when people prep ahead, they have so much more success. And it's true in my life too. If I have it prepped and ready to go, it's so much easier. I call that creating a yes environment. You want to set up a situation in your kitchen, in your life, where you can say yes, because it's hard to say no to yourself for foods. So doing the meal prep. We've also had a lot of people who've said, yeah, I want to join the breakfast challenge, but I don't have time to cook in the mornings. Totally get you. That's why we did the recipes the way that we did. You can prep them on the weekend, and then you're ready to go for the whole week. We do also offer some no-cook options if you really don't want to cook or really don't have time, and I'll show you those too. So if you're doing the group experience with me, we have a group experience guide. So we're walking you through exactly what to do each day, step by step. And if you're doing it on your own, you can just follow the plan. With the group experience that we're leading, as I'm recording this video in 2024, we also have a 7-day kickstart by Ashley from Get Fit with Ashley. That is a workout plan with exclusive workouts. So that is a fun perk of the live group experience. This was an optional order upgrade. It's Effortless Mornings, 30 healthy no-cook breakfast recipes. So if you really don't have time to cook, I've gotcha. I got you taken care of. I totally understand. So we give you 30 different, super fast, either no cook at all or cook in just a minute, food ideas. And we even give you, here's a healthy parfait idea. We give you protein bar options. We give you cereal options that are low in calories, low in Weight Watchers points, plenty of protein to keep you going. This bonus, what to eat the rest of the day, that comes with the breakfast challenge. You get that automatically. And so this was one of the questions our group testers had. It's okay, that's breakfast, but what do I eat for lunch? What do I eat for dinner? What do I eat for snacks? And we have you covered. We give you those options, and we even give you the Weight Watchers points and nutritional information too. So that is such a valuable bonus. It really makes this whole challenge so valuable because we really only like charged you for breakfast, but you get everything for your whole entire day. And we gave you some trackers too. So if you want to keep a food log on paper, you can. Those of you who are doing the group experience with me, we are going to practice sharing our food logs in the group every night, starting at 6 p.m. And we want you to post your food log before you go to bed. This is something, posting your food log, that I do with people when we do our 30-day challenges, and they have so much more success with sticking to their goals because they have that accountability. Now, we gave you a paper tracker, but you can track in an app. So whether you're using like MyFitnessPal or Weight Watchers, you just take a screenshot of what you ate that day and share it in the group. And then we gave you like a weight loss tracker too. Part of this breakfast experience is to think like a scientist. And you can type that in the comments as you're watching, think like a scientist. We want to take some of the emotion out of it and look at it, you're an experiment of one. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's taste buds are different. So try it, just see. You might end up finding out, oh, I didn't think I liked like baked oatmeal, but I actually really like it. Or I wasn't sure about that whole skillet stir-fry coleslaw thing, but I actually liked it. So just consider it an experiment, and experiment with your hunger levels, your mood, your energy. For a lot of people, adding more calories at breakfast is scary. That's how it was for me. I used to eat really, really small breakfasts because I loved my nighttime snacks. I was a nighttime snacker. I wanted to have a tiny breakfast, a small lunch, if I had breakfast and lunch at all, and then I wanted my huge dinner because I wanted to eat this really, big dinner with my family, and then I would snack through the whole evening. The problem is I ended up binging and way overeating. And part of the reason for that is I was hungry. My body was hungry because I wasn't giving it the calories that it needed during the day. Calories are fuel. When we need to lose weight, we get to the point where we feel like calories are bad. We even say that. We're like, oh my gosh, I want a refund on those calories that didn't taste very good. But calories are necessary. If you're not eating calories, you're not alive. So it's not that calories are a bad thing. Calories are the fuel. It's just when we overeat calories that then our body stores them as fat. Our bodies are just doing what bodies are designed to do. Keep us healthy, keep us alive. So it's not a bad thing. And adding more calories at breakfast, I know it can be hard. I know it can be scary. Adding more points, I get that. But trust me, you know what? Just try it for 7 days. Try it for 7 days with me. Follow the plan. It's been proven. People have used it. I've used it. And just see what happens. Prove it to yourself. I challenge you to do this science experiment with me. Okay, so that's about the plan. Let's talk through some specifics with the groceries themselves. So let me turn to the plan in here. So day 1 is the broccoli cheese frittata and 2 clementines. So I did buy clementines or mini oranges, but you can do whatever. You can swap it for any other fruit. If you already have like apples or bananas or something on hand, you can swap it for that. The recipes call for either fat-free or 1% cottage cheese. Fat-free cottage cheese, as of the Weight Watchers plan right now, things will be changing, but as of right now, fat-free cottage cheese is 0 points, and 1% or 2% has points, but it's not that much different. If you're counting calories, it's like, I think fat-free cottage cheese is 70 calories, this is 1%, it's 80 calories, and 1 gram of fat. It's like hardly any different. So I would not stress about it if you can't find fat-free cottage cheese. Like, don't go to like all different stores to find it. It's really not that big of a deal. Now the cheese, we recommend it. You want sliced cheese, and the reason why is for the breakfast sandwich. That is on one of the other days. You can swap any cheese that you want. You just have to keep in mind it might be different points or calories. So I put in there a slice of American cheese. I got a different kind this time, but I used Velveeta because those are 1 point per slice. And if you're going for the copycat McGriddle to taste like a breakfast, like a McDonald's sandwich, if you want it to taste like fast food, you're gonna want like more of like a, I hate to say it, but like processed cheese. But if you're like, hey, I don't like that processed stuff, I want the real thing, that's totally fine. You can use cheddar or whatever cheese you want. Just keep in mind those slices can be more like 3 or 4 points a slice depending on the brand you get. You can look for the thin slices if you want more of like a real cheese. Some of those are only 2 points. So, and this is like a white American. I think it's 2 points. I'll have to put it through my tracker. But like this one's 50 calories. I think the most calories for sliced cheese is going to be 70, maybe 80 calories. So again, not a huge difference. Use what your preference is. We give you the option of several different types of breakfast meat. When I was doing this plan with the testers, I used turkey sausage, and I didn't realize it was going to be so difficult. I thought like everybody ate turkey sausage, but some people don't like sausage. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to eat sausage. Or like I found out our Canadian friends, some of these brands are really hard to find for them. So you have a lot of different options. And we, in fact, even gave you a whole page of options that you have to choose from. Just keep an eye, again, on the nutritional information. It's going to be a little bit different depending on what you use. I like these, the Butterball All Natural. You get 2 really thin sausage patties, and they're 1 point a piece, I believe. So I like this. You can do bacon. The leanest bacon typically is center cut bacon, and just I cook it in my oven on a rack. So the fat drains out, and then blot it with paper towels. So that's an option. You can do vegetarian sausage. I really like Morningstar Farm has a vegetarian sausage that I think actually tastes really good and is low in calories and points. You could do Canadian bacon, which tastes more like ham. And what else did I put? Or you can actually do ham. So you have lots of options. Another option for the sausage, you can do ground turkey breast or ground chicken breast and put in sausage seasonings, which is like mostly sage, poultry seasoning, salt, and it just like mix it up, and then you can cook it in patties, or you can do it like ground. Again, like for the McGriddle sandwich, you'll want more like a patty of sausage. Okay, so that's our meat. We got our meat figured out. What's next? The next day is the blueberry almond oatmeal bake, the breakfast meat of your choice, and the skillet fried coleslaw. So here's the blueberries. It takes frozen fruit, so it's really easy to find. It has riced cauliflower in it. Now don't freak out. You don't taste it. I promise. You don't even taste it. You can use any fruit that you want. You can use fresh fruit. You can use frozen. I just tend to use frozen, like especially this time of year. You can use, I used almonds, but you can use any nuts that you want. You can swap it for walnuts, pecans. I mean, yeah, they're slightly different in calories and points, but by the time you mix it all together and are dividing it into servings, you don't even need to worry about it. That recipe is a small batch recipe. That is something that a lot of our readers have requested. I've got a big family. I've got 5 kids. I'm used to making we do big, and a lot of times we cook 2 and put 1 in the freezer. But a lot of our readers have said it's just me, or it's just me and my husband, and I don't have a lot of freezer space. Okay, I got you. So that recipe is one of our first in a series on our website, theholymess.com, of small batch recipes. It makes 3 servings, and you cook it in a loaf pan. You can double it and do a 9x9. You can quadruple it and do a 9x13, which is what I do. It freezes well, but you have a lot of options with that, and we are moving to more of our small batch recipes for that option for people who don't want so many leftovers. Okay, so the coleslaw. This is gonna seem weird, but this is like a big thing that I do. So you buy the coleslaw mix, no dressing in it, just the shredded, it could either be just shredded cabbage, or it could be shredded cabbage with like carrots in it. And I get my skillet really hot, and then I just dump it right in my skillet, and I let it sit probably on pretty high heat for 4 to 5 minutes until it starts to get brown and crispy. And then I stir it maybe 2 more times, and then that's it. So it's still got some crunch to it. I don't want super mushy. I want it brown and crispy. So that's how I do it. You can, I don't add anything. Like I've got some pretty good skillets with nonstick. You could do a little bit of cooking spray if you needed to. You can add seasonings at that point. So like garlic powder is really good. Onion powder is really good. You could do a little bit of soy sauce. Some testers in the testing group did that and they really enjoyed it. You can also like grind up your sausage, or not grind up, but just like break up your sausage and put that in there. A lot of our testers had that idea and I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. I wouldn't have even thought of that. If you truly don't like it cooked, you can eat it raw. For me, like I wouldn't want it raw without a dressing on it. And so that's like a whole other thing. You can switch it for another vegetable. If you're just like, Sarah, I think cabbage is gross. No problem. You can switch it for any other vegetable that you want. I just like this as an option because I eat vegetables with every single meal I eat, almost without exception. And typically what I do is cook several vegetables at once, and that lasts me 3 or 4 days. And I just eat those. I eat it almost like an appetizer. I start my meal with vegetables because those are the lowest in calorie density, and they keep me full and satisfied and help me not to overeat. So this is just so easy for me. I mean, it literally takes like 4 minutes. There's no chopping. I cook up a bag. That's like enough for probably 3 meals for me. And that's like ready to go. So that's why I like this, but you can swap it for any other vegetable that you like. Okay, the frittata. So this is cooked eggs. You're gonna cook it. I cooked mine in like a pie plate, a pie pan. I used glass, but you could use metal. What I love about this recipe, this is another small batch, is that you get half the pie is 1 serving. So you cook it in a pie plate. It's eggs and broccoli. And we give you directions where you can use fresh or frozen. You can cook it fresh. You can meal prep it and just heat up the slices. So a pie, if you bake that and cut it into 4, you get 2 slices per serving. So again, it's like half the pie. And it is somewhat thin, but you get half of that. And anytime I get to eat a half a pie, I'm happy, friends. I like the idea of eating half a pie, but not going over my calories for the day. So think of that as a little win-win. So with the frittata, we did the 2 clementines again. Okay, the next day is, so on our meal plan, it's day 4, is the cottage cheese blender pancakes. So we got to talk about this one a little bit. This is this goes way back. Like I think the first time I saw a recipe like this was Jillian Michaels with The Biggest Loser. Remember back in those days? What I really like about this recipe is it's all real food. But you get high protein and they're really filling. You get a generous serving. So it is mixing oatmeal and cottage cheese and eggs along with some baking powder and vanilla and whatever sweetener you want to use and then you blend it in your blender, and then that is your batter. And so you can make that into pancakes, you can make it into waffles, however you want to do it. I like the waffles. And again, this was one of the testers suggested this, and I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. So you can pick up a Dash mini waffle maker. They're like $10. You can get them on Amazon. You can get one at Walmart. And they're just a nice little serving size. A lot of people use them for chaffles. And chaffles is cheese waffles for people who are doing low carb. I ate pretty low carb for quite a while. I did keto for a while because of digestive issues, and I would use those. I'm not a huge fan of chaffles, not because of the flavor. You can make them taste fabulous, but they're pretty high in calories and fat. So for me, I tend to go for low calorie density. I've just found that that works best for me and my body. And you would look at a chaffle if you were looking at that chart that I give you, and you can get that for free at theholymess.com. Just look up calorie density chart or Google Holy Mess calorie density chart. A chaffle is going to be higher. Not all the way to the top, but we're heading high up. Whereas like these pancakes that I gave you or waffles are a little more middle ground, still higher in calorie density because we're grinding things. You don't want to grind things. You want your body to do the work. But in general, it's okay to do that sometimes. So you're going to combine in your blender your oatmeal, your cottage cheese, your eggs, and make this batter. And then if you use the dash, or you can use a full-sized waffle maker too, just let them get really crispy, and you definitely want to spray it with cooking spray. I learned that the hard way, but those are really good. You can eat them as is. I tell you to just use like a waffle. I use sugar-free. You can use regular. You can use pure maple syrup. Just gotta, again, count your points or calories. Just as a waffle, they're great. I've got some strawberries here. I like to slice up strawberries and bananas and have them on my waffles. It just feels like such a special treat. And then we also use that for the copycat McGriddle. What I like to do if you're wanting to meal prep is I make the waffles and put them in the fridge, and then I put them in my air fryer to crisp them up, and that's really good. If you don't have an air fryer, if you have like a oven toaster, you can do that, or you could even put them in your oven on a cookie sheet, but that gets them really crispy for your breakfast sandwich. So you're gonna eat these twice during the week. So one time you're making them fresh and eating them as pancakes or waffles, and then the other time you're gonna use them for the breakfast sandwich. So the breakfast sandwich is really easy. This is like a McDonald's McGriddle copycat. And so you're gonna make your waffles or your pancakes, then you have your sausage, or you could do bacon, and then your cheese slice, and you're ready to go. And it's like you drove through the fast food. It's so yummy. What else with that? I feel like there was something. Oh, if you make them as pancakes, it's a little bit more of a finicky pancake batter. I've played around with it a lot. I found mine did better on a little bit lower heat than I normally would use for pancakes. But you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it as pancakes, but I do find I like the texture better as waffles. Now that one of my readers gave me that hack, our breakfast tester, I don't think I've ever made them as pancakes since then. I always make them as waffles because I love that waffle texture. So that is the cottage cheese blender pancakes are on day 4. You have them with syrup and a cup of strawberries. Then day 5, we have the blueberry oatmeal bake again, your breakfast meat, and your, again, your skillet coleslaw or whatever vegetable you want to substitute. Saturday is the copycat McGriddle, so you can pretend like it's fast food, but you get to enjoy it at home. And then Sunday, we do a breakfast bowl. So let me make sure I explain about the hash browns. So the hash browns go in the breakfast bowl and they go in the frittata. I really tried hard with this meal plan, both the small batch and reusing ingredients, because this is something else people have said is like, I bought something like for the meal plan and I've used it one time, what do I do with the rest of it? So we were trying to give you options where most of the ingredients you use at least twice during the week so that you can kind of use things up. So I bought Arida potatoes, and these are literally just potatoes, and I think there's a preservative. So like these are potatoes, sodium phosphate to retain color. So, you know, the main thing is you just don't want something with oil. If you buy like a shredded, almost more like a hash brown patty, sometimes those are already fried. So you don't want that. You just want to make sure. You can also get the, what's the name of it? There's some that you can get that have chopped up onion and green pepper along with the potatoes. You can get that too, or they called like cottage potatoes. I don't remember, but anyway, you can use that too. That's no problem. I just don't like peppers, so I wouldn't do it, but the onion in there would probably be really, really tasty. So on the Sunday, you'll make these for your breakfast bowl along with some zucchini. And I experimented with this quite a bit. I tried these in the air fryer. I tried them in the skillet. I tried them in the oven. I personally like the skillet the best. I love my air fryer, which I have a Ninja, by the way, that is fabulous. I love it. But and I do like it, but it took a really long time for them to cook, even in the air fryer, and they just weren't as crispy as in the skillet. So I prefer in the skillet, but do however works for you. And can you use fresh potatoes? Yes, definitely. You can shred or dice fresh potato. I was just trying to give an option that would make this quick and easy, as painless as possible for everybody. So that's why I did the frozen, but you could definitely do fresh if you want to, because we have gotten that question. And then you're gonna cook, I think it's 2 eggs to put on top of it. And so it's just really a delicious, it's kind of like a Jimmy Dean makes these frozen breakfast bowls. It's kind of like a copycat of that. So you get this really nice, hearty breakfast bowl with potatoes and zucchini and onion, and then you put your egg on top, and it's really yummy. So that is our week, and then we're done. And then you can step back and think like a scientist and think, what worked for me? What did I like? What did I not like? What do I want to repeat? What do I want to do differently next time? You have all that information, that data that is really helpful for you for figuring out the right breakfast for you. So I am Sarah with The Holy Mess. Come and take the breakfast challenge with me, and then tell me all about it in the comments. I want to hear how it works for you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm here to support you every step of the way. Bye-bye.